guys, welcome back. Season 2, Episode 2, lead series, 2024 Tumanza Vizuri. We are moving in strong. We have so much in store for you. You can see there's a unfamiliar face up, but he's about to introduce himself. Don't worry about that. I'm your co-host as usual, Grace, joined by my wonderful co-hosts at the corner, Tom. And we have Ian and Ken in the back as usual. So thank you for joining. Let's drop straight into this episode. Our wonderful guest, take the moment to introduce yourself.
Awesome. Hi guys, I'm the unfamiliar face. Turning to be very much familiar now.
Yeah.
So my name is Amos Kimani. A lot of guys know me as Mugikuyu 254. And I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for making the time. I think Ken, though I need to introduce,
Yeah.
he really did a solid to want after somebody in the startup space who's going to speak to the fellow youth, people trying in the space as well.
Yeah.
So we can just go straight into it. Tell us what you do. Nini mekuleta hapa, nini nakupatia do every single day. What's your hustle? What are you on?
So me and Ken go way back when I was a musician. Actually, even before I was a musician, because Ken used to be one of those saints dancers. I have 2 left feet. I can't dance for anyone. So Ken used to try fix my songs in between their sets while they were dancing.
Yeah.
So I could dance after or before.
Yeah.
I would perform like curtain raise for them.
Okay.
So I built a small name for myself during that period. So 2 other dancers that were in the same dance group decided we form a group.
Oh, okay.
And that's how a gospel group called SOC Kenya was formed. So SOC Kenya was one of the biggest gospel group between 2012 all the way to 2017.
And just you said Ken was one of the dancers.
Ken was a dancer. Ken can dance. He's just hiding behind.
Why didn't you see this on your CV?
He was actually a very good dancer.
Oh, okay.
So he got into production a little bit later. So he used to perfect our mixes now when we were going to perform.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think between 2017, one guy of the SOC got a job at SGR when SGR launched.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what all amesoma. So he had good papers.
Yeah.
So he's
But
the managing director at SGR.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
And then he was like, no, now me, I can just be singing on weekends. So the rest of us who are not as learned just pushed on music.
Oh.
And then one day, the other guy now decided to venture into film. So he started doing film. Now, music wasn't as appealing to me anymore all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It was so much struggle. The way music works in Kenya is if you have a big song and another one consecutively, they consider you to be everywhere. So even your downloads payment is higher because you're popular.
Yeah.
So they don't give you like 200 Gs because telling you Kisumu has downloaded this much. You just get a check.
That's it.
Because you're popular. So the day you stop being popular, the money
stops.
Yeah, so that's what happened with music. Jose did film. That's when I started having ideas now. When COVID hit in 2020 and we were all at home, I started wondering how comes I used to want to get groomed while I was a musician on set.
Yeah.
Like I had a team of 30 dancers. I would spend like $300 to get them makeup. I would shave on set. But also finding this makeup artist and barber to actually come on set. They used to tell us, either send me transport. Others, they are like, musicians don't pay at all. You're going to say it's product placement. You write my name down there. So it was a hustle. So you have the money to do it, but nobody to do it. But when I'm leaving the set, when I order an Uber, the guy just comes. We don't even know each other. We don't have a conversation. Takes me from point A to point B.
No questions asked.
So I'm like, how comes drivers are so confident, taken care of? But beauticians are more. Like when you check beauty colleges, like there's over 100,000 students consecutively. But 10% only end up practicing what they have studied. So utapata mtu amesoma amelipwa school fees like 120K. And then you find them in Gikomba selling shoes.
Oh, because that transition is not
there's
clear
no
to
systems
them.
for them,
Yeah.
like the drivers did.
Yeah.
So I started putting 2 and 2 together, like how can I create the concept of Uber but for beauticians. 2020, I spent a lot of time in the house, learning startups, talking to developers, just curious. I was broke. Just figuring out how now they would tell me like building an app is like 2.6 million. And I'm like, wait. So building that. So I started in a very funny way. I went to Facebook and I found there are groups like Makeup Artist Kenya, Brides on a Budget. They have like 6 million people in one group. So you would find a makeup artist posting their work there. If you have a wedding, you would go fish them out there. So if you scroll on those groups, you're going to find clients. They're saying, hi, I'm from Thika. I have a wedding on Saturday. I'm looking for a makeup artist. Manze, you find 900 beauticians fighting for
the same
that one person.
My name is this. Here's my phone number. I am in Thika. Reach out to me again. I go home with my pen and paper. That's free data. So I collect 900 beauticians on my Excel sheet. And then now I know, because you said this is a job in Thika, I know these 900 are in Thika. So you scroll again, you find Rongai. You find like
again.
200.
Different locations.
11,000 makeup artists.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
While at home. Now my job was creating posters saying we can connect you. You know, like I've created an entity called Tausi. Registered it. It has a bank account and all those things. But you're still broke. Building an app is like $2 million. 2 million Kenyan shillings.
2 million Kenyan shillings.
So I started just being a broker for jobs. So I would create a poster saying dial a beautician. So you would call, tell me you want a makeup artist in this location. I would go to my Excel sheet, find the makeup artist that's on that area, and then link them together. Saa zingine nalipwa, saa zingine nanyang'anywa pesa because they would send back the 20%. So I figured out that's B2C now. I figured out B2B is easier. Like me going to Bonfire. And I'm like, for the packages you have from Mombasa, that you're charging 30K, charge like 34K. But we give them
link you to the business,
like massages in the room, manicures, and they would agree. So I started, because now you see Bonfire, hawata kurusha pesa, because that's B2B.
That's B2B now.
So B2B now started having revenue. Beauticians started getting excited because you're sending them jobs. I started linking up to the networks I had as a musician. So I would go back to churches. There's a time we did 40 churches in 40 Sundays, a tour.
Oh, nice.
So I had contacts for pastors. So I'd call like Pastor Marcus from Mavuno. I'm like, niaje nipatie list ya watu wanaolewa next month. And then I would call them. I'm like, Pastor Marcus ameniambia nikupatie package ya makeup and hair for 35K. And they would pay. And then now me, I would connect beauticians. So it's just being a broker in between. And it worked for a while. I raised some money. I created a website. I took all that database, dumped it on the website. Now I give the beauticians, they stayed because it's a community. So I wasn't paying myself. So the money that I would make, I would just put it back to the business, go to places like After 40 Hotel, which is like a 4-star hotel, book space and allow beauticians to come interact with each other. Tell me the issues you're going through, but not me. I'm not even the CEO of the company. I am sent. I don't want them to know it's a guy from the bedroom building a whole business.
So you're just one
of the
I'm
a representative of Tausi. We are here to understand what issues you guys are going through. So they will tell me amazing stories of how they go through things that I can solve. I found out it takes longer for them to get paid, especially if it's weddings from different counties. They don't appreciate makeup that much. They're going to say, oh, when msichana mdogo, ngojea kwanza niolewe, ngojea niende honeymoon. Hiyo pesa imeenda hivyo. But now with what I was building, it was easier for in-app transactions. So beautician, by the time unamu-access, umelipa commission at least 20%.
That's good.
You stoke kwa nyumba and then you change the mind. So that's what we did. And then all of a sudden, we had some traction now. I even had guys coming in. I gave a few shares to some guys who had just sold some guys who sold Nice and Lovely to L'Oreal for like $10 million. Dollars. So that guy was liquid. And he was looking for something to do.
For something
to
And the
invest
fact that
in
he had interacted with the beauty product
already.
and I'm building something for the consumers that he had dealt with.
It
he
was
got
just
interested.
clean, yeah.
Yeah, so we partnered with him. He's called Watua. He's the COO.
Yeah.
And we started now pushing from there. God was good. We raised some pre-seed round. That changed everything now. Because now we were in a position to allow beauticians to come in our office, create content whenever they feel like.
Yeah.
Because we understand not everyone has a good quality phone to do that.
That's true.
That's true.
So we give them access to guys who can do photography for them. It's a very nice space where at least once a month we have a cohort of 300 beauticians just coming in. It's a free space for them.
Oh, where is it based at?
Westlands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we built an app, works seamlessly. We got out of the 11,000, I ended up with 6,000 beauticians that are actually working there. We scaled to Tanzania last year.
Oh, nice.
Last year also we scaled to South Africa. Actually, that was a big one for us because we were part of the Startup World Cup.
Oh,
So the Startup World Cup is like the initial stage for most startups.
Yeah.
The winner gets $1 million equity free. Hiyo ni pesa yako ili
Seriously?
I came in at number 2, so number 2 just gets small packs because I was not doing AI, and AI is like the hottest thing right now.
That's the buzzword now.
Yeah. So now we've learned the lesson. I've learned to incorporate AI as well.
Yeah.
So version 2.4 of Tausi App, you can post your own photo. It can tell you the skin tone, tell you why your lips are dry. This is the partnerships we have as Tausi App. You can buy these at discounted prices. It can book for you a beautician that is closest to you by yourself.
Okay.
So we learned through that painful experience. It was very embarrassing losing at that specific stage.
Just because of... So you mentioned something that has piqued my interest. Did you have any background in tech going into this? Or,
no, I actually learned everything from YouTube.
Yeah, because you're not the first guy, by the way. We also have a relative who went through something similar, but within the space of graphic design. He was very, very passionate about it. And he realized around 2020 that he needed to move into the technical space. So it's always interesting to see people building from scratch without necessarily going through the formal education and stuff.
Personally, what drove me into interest is I was struggling in 2017. There's a gospel group called Kelele Takatifu. They did a hit song called Itakuwa Ngori. So that threw us out of the picture completely. Because the way music works is if you're the hottest right now, all the shows are yours.
If you're not, you're
so
out
if
of
you're
the
not,
scene.
you have to keep calling and then underquoting pricing. So Kelele was getting all the shows, and then SOC was now weaker because even one guy has left. So when we stopped getting shows, if I'm being honest, we struggled even to pay rent, things like those. So I noticed I had a gift with my mouth. So I would talk to guys with networks. Unapata somebody just pays your rent because you've addressed the issue. So that gift, even being a musician, it's not because you're doing nice lyrics, because my lyrics were not that to par. It's just the gift itself. It's the gift of word of mouth. So I started testing it in 2017, 2018. Like inaweza kuwa si mziki, by the way. It's the gift that God has given you.
Just communicating.
So I would go sit down with guys like Daddy Owen, Kina Giuliani, and I'm like, we're struggling here and there. Those guys would write you small checks. And I'm like, okay, this is my mouth. This is the actual gift I have. So if I can sit down and hustle somebody some money and give it to you, and they give it to you. And then when COVID hits in 2020, you are alone in the house.
That was the equalizer,
I'm like, yani kuna watu wanaendanga mahali, they just pitch with their mouth, their idea, and they're given millions of money to go do the idea. I'm like, this is what I want to do.
And so in your opinion, Amos, unaweza sema what is it? Is it the idea? Is it the mouth? Is it the seed money that you got? What can you say this is what made Tausi successful?
I'm a very spiritual guy. because even before we started, I was fasting a lot during that period. So number one, I would say it's favor, because I've seen guys who have money. The way this city works is crazy. You can be funded $1 million today, and then some rich guys somewhere in Muthaiga Golf Club, they are sitting there discussing your business, and they decide you're not going to get any spot on billboards.
Nothing.
Whether you have money or not.
Whether it's a good idea or not.
So money doesn't cut it. You can have money and you're marketing, you're using influencers.
But it's not getting there.
I think number one, it's the favor, it's God's favor. And then number two, it's the founder himself. It's you. Because now, if you're funding me, I can be able to pivot my idea to something else. You might fund an idea and then find out it wasn't even market fit. It doesn't work. But if you invested in somebody who's actually passionate about it, they can switch the idea to something else and
scale. Yes, like so you mentioned,
you as a person. It's you.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, umetuambia experience, Amos. You told us you started SOC, and those who know SOC in the comments, if you're not too young, let us know if you're not too young. How ulikuwa kwa streets when they were in the streets as well. So you have the experience. You went through hard times. Learned lessons. Yote. You're sitting there wondering, could it be any different if the national government or the private sector had a hand to play in your entire journey or not? What can you think about that?
Yeah.
Actually, if the government was, okay, I don't want to say they are not helping, but they could do more. They could do more.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something we started late last year. I'm big on B2B. B2B is where the money is, because those are boardroom deals. B2C ni wewe na customer bana nataki kutoa.
Negotiation.
That requires talent.
So I figured out when I was in high school, we used to ask for permission to go shave outside. Especially if girls are coming for functions.
For funkies,
Everyone is asking for permission to go outside. So you end up asking for permission to go shave when you're like 6 guys, 10 guys. Ndio watu wa pombe waenda wakunywe pombe. Rudi after 6 hours. When everything is fine, watu wa wasichana waenda wakatumeleta. Juu wenyewe kununua stamp ni kazi. If you can deliver it yourself to the watchman, the better. So after 6 hours. So we started pitching that to principals in schools. And we were like, how ukiwapatia leave out waende nje? This is what they do, because this is what we used to do. So allow us to just come in the school, shave the students inside the school compound for like 200 bob. Na hata isilipwe na students. Atuwa hustle. Wacha ilipwe kwa school fees.
Ndo hiyo.
Ndio ikuwe ni compulsory for everyone to do it. And then we're going to do it like an event, like a hygiene day.
Good,
Because vijana wanakuwa wachafu ni less. Unapata mtu amejifunga makaratasi ndio asioge miguu. Rale.
Those are realities of being in a boys' school by now.
No, shati 6 a.m. na class ni 7.
Na ama unashonelea shati kwa sweta. Na ni kola peke yake. So unafuanga tu kola.
We needed to innovate, especially if you are schooling in places like Central Kenya, wali baridi. Ile Mount Kenya ile.
So now we get that permission. So we shave like 25 schools in Kiambu County.
That's nice,
And we are paid by the school itself. Now, if the government would, now me getting a letter from the Ministry of ICT to allow me to go do that. It took me almost 4 or 5 months. So that means you have to first yourself as a founder, go convince the government on your ideas that are actually benefiting the community. Because you understand these students are the ones who are going to grow up with Tausi. Yendo atakuwa like niaje, these guys used to shave me was
nikiwa shule.
Sasa hiyo watanyola tu kwa nyumba. So they have grown with you and you're teaching them on the hygiene day, on the importance of innovation. So how wanyoi tu
ndo hiyo sikunyoa pekee.
They are learning because it's a hygiene
so much,
day. Because even the last school we were in, which is Kiambu High School, we ended up even kushona nguo zao. That's something we don't even do.
But it
just happened, like this is a problem they're having. They have a lot of torn clothes. Can we get guys to come knit their clothes? So they end up learning. So the government can do a lot, because a lot of guys have ideas. Kenya is an amazing ecosystem for startups.
Definitely.
Government should do more.
And even for us, just from experience, in 2021, we developed and launched an e-learning platform. And I can tell you for a fact that the moment the government gave it a green light, the moment they actually came and participated in the launch, it jumped into an entire sort of space. We were training from training around 300 to 500 people online.
Wow.
We are dealing with around 5K,
Wow.
5,000 people. And it's within 2 to 3 weeks, they're already, producing certificates.
Yeah.
But I feel like the government is interested in helping.
Yeah.
They sometimes don't have the right people to push
To push for it, yeah.
Because even the tech summits zimekuwa zikifanywa,
Yeah.
it's still biasness. It's like they select people who they know it's beneficial to them.
Yeah.
Even accelerators that are being launched, like the Safaricom one that got launched recently. There's that still, they are still going to invest in people who are doing
there's a lot of
telecommunication ideas.
gatekeeping. Yeah.
They can't just pick somebody who's doing beauty kwa sababu haiendi probably na Kenya Safaricom ama the government is doing and stuff. So I feel like as much as we call ourselves a Silicon Savannah, still some biasness.
There's still a lot that needs to be.
So utapata founder ana change idea ndio match up na
Ndio
funding.
match na funding.
It makes sense.
And that's not alikuwa hiyo si kitu kwa kufanya
Yeah, it's not
originally.
your
He just
plan.
has to switch to make sure that he gets what needs to be gotten.
That's why you're seeing more startups failing because it's you getting money and then now the investor starts putting in more ideas.
And you can't say
Niaje,
no.
you're saying you're a guy who's in between farmers and delivering to supermarkets. So if we fund you this money, what are you going to do with it? And you explain your idea. Your idea is to cut off the middleman.
Yeah.
But if I give you money now, I start saying like, oh, Niaje, this is a lot of money. Just buy your own shamba. Just open your own supermarket. Let's do the whole thing.
Yeah.
With you there, with the money you can give
So it's
it.
not even a startup, it's a business now in itself.
Itself. And you end up failing to
fail.
achieve what you
And it's
wanted to.
impacting us a lot because I'm sure being in that space, you're aware of how, VCs have decided to kind of pull out pole.
Yeah.
Because they are within a space where like, okay, now we don't believe in these guys as much as we used to because
They sell
I'll
hot
give you
air.
money, then 2-3 months later, the idea has changed.
You pivot a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why that. It's like you investing in Tausi, which is a beauty tech platform for connecting beauticians to clients, which is a service. But now because it's your money, you're like, let's buy our own products. let's build our own products and then sell them to beauticians. So you're on a whole different business. I once pitched to an investor who wanted us to be everything beauty, which is a nice idea.
Yeah.
Like you sell products as well and then do services as well. But you see, that's you being Jumia as
In
well.
itself,
And that's
yeah.
a business by itself.
Yeah.
Do you know how much work you're putting on somebody? Na hata pesa probably anakupatia it won't cater for
For
the
that entire
whole
process,
circle. You have to have your own stand.
It's scalability. In fact, all of this can be just encapsulated towards people understanding scalability.
Yeah.
Because just because you're investing money does not mean that you have a clear path towards that new goal. If you don't understand how to manage that process,
Yeah.
you'll find yourself failing within a year or so.
But I think also you as a founder, you lazima ujitume to figure out these things. Because plus I think the more you're in the field, inaonekananga tu. It's like being an upcoming musician. I used to meet upcoming musicians and they're like, oh, niambie hii wimbo ina sound aje. The minute you tell me that, I'm out.
Oh,
Ama you tell a DJ, niambie hii song ina sound aje. Anajua you're not there yet. Because somebody who's there, even me when I was putting out music, I never found myself asking people what do you think about this new project? I believe in my craft so much. Like what I'm giving you guys, it's my best.
okay.
So even as a founder, itaonekana huko nje.
So that's the same sense you came in with.
Me, I got to a place in 2022 in the end where I had an imposter syndrome. I would find myself in rooms where people have raised like $40 million. Bro, wewe hata hujafikia $1 million. But you're wondering, why are these guys listening to you?
Yeah.
And is what I'm saying actually of value to these people? I even went to, recently I graduated from Founders Factory.
Oh,
Academy.
okay. Congrats.
Bro, nilikurudi shule kwanza. Niko like niaje, wacha nifanye hii course ya 6 weeks. I understand as a founder. If I'm saying the right things in meetings, probably I'm even being rude to the people who are under us as a staff. And living there now, kind of confident in the things I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm at a place where I figured out, even when I'm driving, I'm listening to a podcast. I would actually ask guys to go listen to Business Wars. You know it, eh?
Yeah.
Now, if you're feeding yourself with information like that, and you've gone to school for like 6 weeks, you're reading nice articles. When you're arguing with me, I'm not arguing from a place of guilt, shame,
it's pure knowledge. You're just tapping into different experiences.
That's true. Concerning my business.
So
if you meet guys from agri-tech, you just keep quiet because wewe hauko kwa space as much. But kama ni scalability, all of you have to scale the same.
Yeah. It's the same process.
So you have to invest in yourself.
And just to pick up kutoka the course you had to do for 6 weeks. I know at home kuna listeners, 2 types of listeners, those who want to start startups and they haven't started yet, or those who are like you a couple of years ago, you're in something else, but you're about to do that paradigm shift TV. What advice can you give? Angalia in those 2 ways. Somebody who hasn't started, you know the market right now, you know the startup, you know the environment. Unaweza mwambia nini? Do you go back? Do you focus on a short course? Do you go do what you're supposed to and then come back, develop? What can you tell them?
Hey, now me, I wouldn't tell anyone to stop or even just start where you are. Me, I started with Facebook. With an Excel sheet, a laptop.
And you're just speaking.
All these things have come later because you expose yourself and people start seeing. Probably there are guys who are smart enough, they even know scalability, but they don't know how to talk to people. Now, you see, for me as a musician, even pitching, I go to pitch competitions. I see people panicking at the back rooms. Like, bro, I did this thing for like 5 years in front of 100,000 people. And so me, I don't even practice my things. Because pitching is just a conversation you're supposed to have. You know your business. You know
your craft, you know what you have.
So if you keep practicing, it means you're lying. It means you're trying to numbers to do this. If you know your business, just talk and explain.
Speak about it.
So take time, find something you're very good at and passionate about, and just start where you can. We were given a very good example in South Africa at the Startup World Cup. If you're having a car on a rainy day and it's raining and you are stuck on a highway, if you stay inside the car and put on your hazards, people will just drive by. No one knows what's going on. We're even scared because why are you on a highway? But now if you go outside, open your bonnet and try fix things,
somebody will stop.
Help. So if you start saying, I want to start going back to school, that means you're staying in your car.
You're staying in that zone.
Like let the rain fast to go away.
Then that's when I'll start.
But if you just go out, just throw yourself in the deep end and figure out how to swim while you're going, you'll find people who are willing to help. Like me, I found somebody who was from Nice and Lovely, who I didn't even know. And the age difference is huge. Because he's in his 40s.
Okay.
So by the time he's sitting down to actually listen to an idea I have, and he has exited another company, na mimi hata sina fare ya kukuja kwa hiyo meeting. And it shows the fact that I was willing to push myself out there and just do dial a beautician. Somebody notices because he inboxed me on Facebook.
Oh, he reached out to you first.
He told me he likes what I'm doing. Can we have a sit down?
That's somebody who saw. Alikaa tu akakuona.
He was like, I like what you're doing. Can we have a sit down? I'm based in this place. Like, it's fine. I can come. Sina fare. That's how bad things
were.
Where I am.
And
that grew. Even getting to a place where you have investors, you have other guys. It's people willing to help. So you don't have to.
But you said something, because I know we are concluding. You said something that to me I think should resonate with almost everybody. And that's just the fact that if you have issues with your car, no matter how much it's raining, just get out and try fixing it. I think that's those simple terms for me are the ones that miss out on such conversations, because when you go out there, people hear the term investors, people startup capital, VCs, all of these different things, and they aren't quite able to connect them in the way that maybe you did or maybe Grace does because of lack of information. But just starting from encouraging young people to just kick off from where you are. Figure it out, and as long as you're transparent and kind of honest with yourself, then you'll always find ways of improving your business.
Actually, investors find you.
If
you're looking for investors, you missed it.
Yeah, because
they find you. Because even the places, the things I post on Facebook, I even realized I was investing on Instagram a lot. Because I still had the musician mentality.
Yeah.
Kumbe LinkedIn ndio watu wako. If I go to LinkedIn and my profile looks nice, I even gave up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Mukumbuka haya by this post. Na nikipost, I'm like, this sounds like an announcement. Because it doesn't have the impact.
Yeah.
Out of that, you start noticing people viewing from different countries.
Yeah.
That's where investors find you. Not a hauna revenue, probably. You're just pushing.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we met. Was it last year or last year? But when we met the vice president of LinkedIn, yeah, it was like, hey, Kenyans, you flooded this platform to the point where they can't, honestly, by where they're sitting, they can't believe just how Kenyans embrace technology quickly. So yeah, I know we have a very big population in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And guys starting to use that, I think, are really benefiting
LinkedIn,
from.
for a business person, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Now, there's something I did in 2021. I reached out. The person who I started viewing content from was Strive Masiyiwa.
Oh.
He's like the 6th richest African guy. He owns Econet. Econet is like Safaricom.
Yeah. That's Safaricom, I think, for the western parts.
It's his now. So he's worth roughly $2.6 billion. Ooh. So he used to post a lot of things in 2020 during the COVID period. The way I noticed him is he just popped up on my timeline with a huge long speech. And then he was kwa comments, because sometimes you see comments before you even read the stuff. It was saying, I am going to give you $10,000 to go do this. And I was like,
what do you mean?
Facebook. So I read the whole thing, and the guy who was being given $10,000 is a guy from Tanzania who said, I am going to compile all your Facebook posts into a PDF book and give it to people for free.
Wow.
So the guy replied, I was like, I'm going to give you $10,000 for it. Go ahead and do hard copies. Just don't sell them. I was like, this guy gives people money like that. This guy is a philanthropist. So I started reading all the way back to 2015. He has amazing nuggets. And then one day he made a post and it resonated with what I was doing. And I pitched on Facebook. I wrote a very long pitch right there.
Oh, to his
his page, which had like 1 million likes, and then mine was down there. So he responded to it, and he said, "I like what you're doing. I'm going to share it with you guys. I still have it screenshot. It's framed on my office."
Nice.
That's
He responded. He said, "I like what you're doing. When your app is ready, we're going to call you to Zimbabwe for 2 weeks. If you're interested in investing, we're going to take it up from there." Brah, never got called.
Yo.
He didn't even, no one reached out. No one reached. This is 2020 now. It was happening. So me, I was like, now I even showed my mom. I was like, you see, it's making sense and stuff. He's a billionaire. He's talking like this.
We're going up.
So I reached out to some of his teams. Nobody responded back. And then when they responded in 2021, they said traveling issues because of COVID and stuff. Bra, nimeenda Zimbabwe April 2023. Kutoka 2020.
That's 3 years in.
Now I was bugging them constantly on Facebook because I don't have their email, I don't have their phone numbers. So it's just checking up. When I have new clients, I send screenshots on what I've made for the month on WhatsApp. I screenshot I screenshot it on M-Pesa.
Oh, okay.
Tell me, I've made this much revenue. I pick up blue ticks. And I do the same thing next month. I do the same thing next month. So that guy, by the time he was responding again in 2023 around Feb there, this period, he was like, wow, you've really been talking to yourself here for the whole year.
For the whole year.
I was like, the next thing he asked is, send me your passport. So I sent a screenshot of my passport. I received a ticket to go and accommodation as well. Bila email, bila phone number. Even when I was landing there, I didn't even know who was
This is entirely on Facebook.
I just found a guy with a plaque saying Amos Kimani. So that's sending yourself because you have no other option. This is the only thing you have. It made sense to me so much. And that has grown to even where we are now. I recently was in New York like 3 weeks ago. We were pitching to Oracle. I pitched to Oracle nikikuwa Nairobi. So by the time they're giving me an invite, they don't even know I am based in Africa.
Oh.
So they gave me an invite on Wednesday. I am supposed to pitch on Monday.
Next, Jesus. Yeah, that's a
Then
short turnaround time.
Now so I pitch New York. So at be on this street, by what time? 5 a.m. So now I have to go back to my investors. I'm like, niaje mimi sinanga visa.
I need to catch some flights.
Some flights.
Acha flights. You flight ni sawa. But it's raising money.
Nipe visa. Acha nipite.
You don't have a visa and you have like 4 days.
4 days.
The event.
And you can imagine the visa
problems. How did you get that processed?
So that's what I'm saying. Send me yourself.
Yeah.
Bro, I was in the same room with Meg Whiteman.
The
ambassador herself.
Nice.
Because it's that desperate. I'm trying to raise $250K for my startup. This is Oracle.
I need to
Chances
go here.
of me getting this money through this one, it's faster compared to me just hanging around.
Maybe normal VCs.
So because I have a company, because I was a musician, they can see the track record of niaje. This guy haezi enda kukatalia huko. Because you have an entity.
You have an entity here locally. Yeah.
That's why musicians travel so easy. Musicians got a visa within 24 hours. Umze akona fan base kwao. Ataenda kuaje chokora huku. It makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So processing, my visa was processed within 48 hours.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
And now me and Meg Whiteman, WhatsApp group. And it's out of that desperation. Desperation niaje, who can do these things so fast and where can I find this person?
Yeah.
I unaenda LinkedIn, uko like apana nikienda LinkedIn, I'll just be like everyone else. So you use somebody until you get to that person. And it
exactly.
Works. You just have to be very hungry for it.
Guys, wakikwambianga know people, it's not even in a negative way. It helps you wanna create pathways. Look at the solutions here. Tumekuwa tukisikia the entire time. How many months has it been in Kenya? Tunasikia visas, guys are missing jobs, passports, watu wana miss job entries. Ian, usiende kukwama huko, itabidi urudi. Fan base yako tuko hapa. But I think this has been very, very short, yes, but then the value, the amazing discussions coming out here. One thing for sure I've come out with, toka kwa gari, fungua bonnet.
Yeah, that's...
let people see that you're out there trying to do something. Kidogo tu si utaswim, utakauka eventually. You're not gonna be in the rain for the rest of the time. So guys when mko home listening, jitume toka hapo nje. You're hearing it from Amos. He's been struggling through the entire time, but look at him now. He's working through it. He's already making the difference that he wanted to make from the beginning. And that's the key thing.
We have 6,000 beauticians. We have 20,000 clients. When I say clients, I mean people who are using the platform. You see what I'm login because those ones are more. Is this people who I know, like from gated communities, when schools are open? These are people who are actually using our platform. We have a staff of 12 guys so far. Bro, may I employ what 12?
Nangalia, that's a big thing.
Employ what 12. And I think
for any tech-enabled company, that's a big number.
Yeah, and most of them are not developers. Are like 2. The tech company they have a team and what they're saying is developers. But we have a team of sales because we have to onboard beauticians from salons and stuff, showing them you're making less money here. Because salons they give you like 30% commission. Tausi gives you 80.
Oh.
80%.
80%. We only take 20.
20, yeah.
Now on top of that, sisi ndo tunakutafutia jobs.
Look at that.
It's somebody waking up in the morning, figuring out niaje how many photo studios are in Kenya, are in Nairobi. How can I partner with them? Wache kuemploy makeup artist wa kukaa hapo 24/7 and just work with Tausi. Beautician atakuwa hapa within 20 minutes. Why are you hiring somebody to stay here? So it's us figuring out where the jobs are, sending it to them.
Oh, the logistics.
And we only keep 20%. So it's a team of 12 guys who are constantly making the dream happen. Me, I'm just on the front line taking all the glory, but bigger works. They are making it happen. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, guys. If you're not using Tausi App, please get on it, log in, try this amazing innovation on it, as well as which nimchome white kidogo kama umesikia sio twende kazi pale kwa comments. Tell us when you met Amos, when you interacted with him, whether it's Tausi, whether it's SOC. It's a good way either way. kindly, let's go. Let's get into that application. Let's make the dream happen. Let's continue to offer this difference to the many, many beauticians that are around. Thank you so much, Amos. The episode made crazy. Thank you for the time. Thank you for joining. I think it's been amazing. You can shout out to your many, many, many users. Let them know what you think about them as we shut it down.
I don't know. So personally, I would love to tell guys to come to Sarit Center on the 14th and the 15th. There's going to be one big African event. It's called Africa Tech Summit. This is where they selected only 10 startups in Africa, and Tausi was amongst one of them. So we're going to be pitching there. We're going to have a stand there. It's going to be more than 15,000 delegates from different parts of the world coming to see
we are
what
one
Africa.
of them, actually.
You're there?
We'll be there. We'll be there. I was just finalizing with our director, but we are there. We are
pitching there.
Yeah.
So guys, just come see what Kenya is doing in Africa, because there's other startups from different countries. And I think the most important thing is just support local made stuff.
Yeah, that's
now if you're not doing that, it means we have to start doubting what we're doing and trying to find, like, I went to Tanzania to try scale, and we did a masterclass, because that's how we scale in different countries. We do masterclasses with top beauticians and then onboard beauticians on the same masterclass. And my team was very excited about Tanzania because they are pretty and stuff. But ukiangalia enthusiasm ya Kenyans, you don't have to teach Kenyans how to do things twice.
Once.
It's just once, and people just know how to do it. But Tanzania bana, like, ikitu ngumu acha tufanye kwa WhatsApp. Like, they want the services, but the procedure of getting it, it's a bit tiresome. Kenyans, they'll sit down, understand what you're doing, and do it all over again by themselves.
Yeah.
And even find other ways to do it.
Yeah.
So I think Kenya is a very nice ecosystem for new things. It's just that we need to be very supportive.
That's
supportive.
That's the thing.
Kenya hata mziki.
Support Kenyan music.
We don't care about celebrities. Unaweza patana na star hapa nje and you don't care at all. And we don't know how to love. And we don't know how to love two people at the same time. Kama ni Yashinski ni Yashinski. Ukutopizwa na calligraph kwa wachi.
Lazima mmoja.
Alafu turudi tena baadaye kwa King Kaka.
And you know, almost for a long time, I think we just didn't understand what support meant. That's just the truth. Personally, for me, I used to think that, I support every time the song's on radio, me, I'm listening.
Yeah.
But taking that extra step and actually streaming to recognized platforms, buying their albums and stuff, because we listen to these albums. The first album I ever bought was Nimefika by Issa. Wow. Yeah. And I paid.
Yeah, very old.
Yeah, I'm an old guy. So I usually tell them, that's the first album I bought. I would say, whether it was international, local, it didn't matter. That's the first album I bought. And I bought it at Ngong Hyper for around 3,000 shillings. That was in 2002. And till today, I still listen to it and say, this one, inspiring. I invested in it.
I think even for the guys watching, I'm going to leave when they're editing this, I'm just going to give my email down there. I'm going to purchase 5 African products from 5 people who are going to either email you guys or email me.
You had it first.
Tunataka kusapotiwa and we're not making a good example out of it. So I'll support 5 businesses, whether it's a t-shirt or whatever it is. Reach out. I'll give my email. Just email me directly.
You had it, guys. Reach out.
Thank you.
Kwanza wasanii. I know. I'm not fair. So I'll provide.
Hamna lunch. Na mwanaume afai kula lunch. Guys, you had it first. Please reach out. We are ready to support. Amos is here. You had it first from him as well. Tupatane wapi, Sarit, 14th, 15th. We are ready. Let's go support. Let's go learn about all these different innovations in the country. Thank you so much, Amos. Thank you, Tom. It's been Lead. Catch us again. Thank you so much. Nice.